I'm like, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew that I was right. Everyone, call once again. Welcome back to the next episode review of Train to the End of the World, episode 3. Now, what do I mean when I'm saying I knew it? I knew it. I'm repeating myself. Why? I knew it because at the ending of the last episode, when they got to their first stop in a while, right after the tidal wave, right, and they greeted by these people that seem human, right? Until when the camera pans up and they have mushrooms spreading out of their heads, the woman, right? I know instantly that there was gonna be something up with this woman. I knew instant red flags were going up at the end of that. I'm like, that's not shady at all. And lo and behold, with this episode, I was dead on right. At the same time, not only I was dead on right though, I was just like scratching my head. I'm like, what the actual F is... No, screw it. What the actual fuck is going on here? What the fuck am I watching? What the fuck am I... What is going on? I was like... I'm just sitting here like scratching my head. I'm like, this as well, you know. All this show, in its weirdness, holds no bounds. It holds no bounds in its absolute weirdness. It doesn't. Easily the best episode I've seen. I don't know what the next episode can outdo this episode. I have no idea. But the way this show is going, I have no idea what to expect. So, okay, get into it. They arrive, they see... I mean, yeah, I'm like, when they're talking, at first it's kind of like almost no music playing, but a little bit of eerie kind of is playing. And so, all the adults have mushrooms on them, right? And the only one who has common sense is Akira. She's the only one who has like the common sense. Who's like, what is going on? At first, what is so weird because with the mushrooms they have? Well, first of all, the girls, they don't bring up why do you have mushrooms on your heads? So, I'm like, so they're walking around, they're seeing other people with mushrooms on their heads, and they bring them to this place to rest, right? To give them food and a bath, right? Akira is like, first of all, she's a bit unsettled when they see these people, right? They have a bath, you know, and it seems like for the moment the woman, the main woman we see, gives them food, but it's nothing but mushrooms. And first of all, that's the first thing. First of all, if I was there, I would quit. Instant red flag number 1, right? Well, the whole thing the whole place is a red flag anyway. But red flag, people growing out with mushrooms out of their heads. That's number 1. Okay. Number 2, when the woman serves you nothing but mushrooms for dinner, right? That's the second flag. First of all, people with mushrooms on their heads, they serve you nothing but mushrooms. First of all, I would absolutely question, do you have anything else besides mushrooms? And if you don't, I'm not eating that. I'm not trusting anyone who has mushrooms in their heads would give you nothing but mushrooms. That's another red flag. I'm sorry, I'm not eating it. But of course, with Shizuru and Raimi and what was the other girl? What was the other girl? The other girl that was with them. Forget though. But they seem, oh, that's perfectly fine. They act like it's perfectly normal. Oh, here we got food, you know. Even though they did give them some food for the supplies for their training, though. But still. But Akira's the only one who's questioning it, you know. The only one that's like common sense. She's the only one who has the common sense in here. And also, that's one thing. Not only with the weirdness, but just this whole episode had horror vibes to it, especially when she's watching, you know, seeing a couple people stand out in the back and just looking at him, you know. So, and you know, she was just, you know, just weirded out, right? Which I would too, right? Then when she had to go up to the bathroom. Of course, their dog brings the dog with her, and then she overhears his in the light from the other building. Oh, soon they'll be one of us. You know, we'll still feast on them. You know, I'm like, you know, it's for their own good. she's hearing all this, right? I'm like, first of all, and it's like, so they're just talking, just casually talking about eating them. If they become like mushroom people, like, wasn't that considered cannibalism? I don't know. I'm just too busy about this whole weirdness of this, you know. And then they get caught because, well, she gets caught because she actually steps on the dog's tail. And then she's telling the others, you know, but they say, oh, no, it's perfectly fine, you know, it's okay. You're just making stuff up, you know. And even the main mushroom lady, I'm like, oh, it's okay, you know, it's nothing, you know. They're just not believing her, and she's just making stuff up. Now, the whole time, later in the episode, just like, she's walking, some people are walking the street, a guy just topples over and falls down. Dead, because we see like the mushrooms on their head kind of shrivel up, and it turns out they have like a year or two to live. But first of all, it was like when guy just drops dead when the mushrooms shrivel up. It was like she screams like, first of all, either it's like a hallucinogen and she's eating the mushrooms. You get what I mean, you know, when making yourself trippy, you know, you eat the magic mushrooms, you know. But it's not. She's not hallucinating. I think she's legitimately seeing that she's weirded out. She's had enough. She wants to leave. You know, I'm like, kudos to Akira, because she's the one who has common sense about this whole entire thing. She wants to leave, but they say no. You know, let's just stay here. And it's like, but what about your friend Yoka? You know, I was like, well, she left me. You know, just maybe she won't recognize me. I don't know. What's the point of going there? So and then all of a sudden they notice. She notices that now they're starting to get mushrooms on their heads now. And now she's beyond freaked out now. She quickly... Now, one thing I would say, this is a loophole, though, because she takes the hammer, she starts tapping on the railroad tracks to contact our guy, Jizuru, the conductor. Okay. Last episode, we also saw that the tracks got totally destroyed by the tidal wave. Now, I don't know how it's possible after the tracks got destroyed, but he still manages to communicate with them by tapping on the tracks too, you know. Yes, either they explain it towards the end of the season, but I have no idea though. But I'm going to letting that slide because I'm just too dumbfounded by the weirdness of this, what's going on right now. So, yes, how would they be able to communicate with each other when the train tracks got destroyed by the tidal wave? Because you can see it looks because the train tracks are up here, and I don't know. I'm just too dumbfounded by the weirdness of this, but she's able to communicate with the guy. She's asking about the mushrooms, right? He's trying to give him answers until he goes back into his old state because 5 minutes is up. And so then the army of mushroom people, the army of the mushrooms, you know, saying, join us. And there was a thing that the main mushroom lady, because she was not happy because their train also has growing vines of bitter melon, right? She kind of did not like that, kind of freaked out about it. So she was like, hey, bitter melons, they tossed at him, but it's like, doesn't do any good, you know. I mean, what's the point of fighting us, right? So she locks herself back inside the car and saying, hey, let's just stay here and all that. Until, first of all, I know Akira's trying to talk sense into Shizuru, right? By showing her the picture of her friend, right? Where the promises she made, though. First of all, yeah, show the picture, though. But at the same time, why did you... if I were me, I would just bitch slap, you know, just snap some common sense back into her, though. I would just bitch slap. Hey, did you forget about your friend? Here's the picture. I'm surprised she did not do that though. But showing the picture, yes, and she remembers, and so now she she snaps out of it, just yanks out of her head, and then yanks the other ones out of their heads too. So, and so we're leaving now. It's like. But now she's just the lady. Now she's just mad now. So what's the point now? What's the point of going? You know, of heading towards Ibukuru. I mean, because she tells them we all just die within like 1 or 2 years. You know, so it doesn't matter. So you just do what you want, but it's pointless going. But they don't know that though. For all I know, Ibuku seems perfectly normal where her friend Yoka is at. From what you saw, from what you saw in the newspaper the first episode, where the picture where she's at, seemed like it was pretty normal. But we don't know this whole Zevon G just messed everything up. Basically just fucked with the whole world. So who knows? So basically they leave, and as they just walk, as the people just watch them go away, and then we see another person just topple over dead. I'm like, jeez. I mean, this whole after when the credits are going, I'm just left with my head. I'm just scratching my head. I'm like, what the actual fuck did I just watch? I'm not taking it back. I'm just like, that is literally, let me say, what the fuck did I just watch? This is by far one of the weirdest episodes I've seen. I mean, it's like watching one of those episodes of the Higurashi When They Cry series, especially the first season. I'm just like, it was like, yes, it's nice to put in horror vibes into it, elements into it, though, right? Because I was just generally disturbed by this episode. I'm like, this show, like I said, the weirdness from the first episode when the world got messed up, and everything else, with the humans into animals, and now unbalanced nature, tidewise and the vines going on the train, and this the whole weirdness. Now the whole with these old mushroom people. I'm like, this show holds no bounds, and it's what to expect next. I definitely commend him for that. Whoever made this up, created this, I gotta give him kudos to whoever these weird ideas that we've seen. Jeez, definitely kudos, because this has been by far easily the best episode I've seen. I don't know how the fourth episode is gonna top this one. You never know. Like I said, I would never know what to expect. For all we'll see probably, who knows, walking sea monsters walking around. Humanoid. Like with street sharks, right? They're humanoid sharks, right? Who knows? Maybe we'll see more of them. I have no idea what to expect. Or is the mountain's going to be a talking movie? I have no idea what to expect. So, this show, that's why I'm glad I'm covering this, because this has been the weirdest I've seen in a long time of an anime series. The weirdest. Man. Just because I already knew from the ending of the end of the second episode, I knew when we saw the woman with the mushroom on the head, I'm like, no trusting whatsoever, not trusting whatsoever, red flag, and I was dead on right, because, and I'm glad that Akira had the common sense of the group, definitely. Jeez, man, what the actual F? Just scratching my head, I'm like sitting there like, what am I watching? This whole show, what am I watching? So yeah. So that's Train to the End of the World, episode 3. My God. I was just dumbfounded. I was just disturbed yet dumbfounded of what I'm watching. Please let me know in the comments if you've seen this episode. Let me know what your thoughts on this episode. I'm curious to ask. I'm curious to see. Did you have the exact same reaction I did? Who knows? So I'll be curious to see. So, but anyway, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next one, and we'll see you later. Man, I'm in for a wild ride this season. Jeez.